Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Z3 here, back to a brand new video. Um, a couple days late. Super Bowl happened on Sunday. It is now Tuesday night, so not really a couple of days, more like a day late. I planned on recording my initial thoughts on the game and uploading it yesterday, but I never got around to it. It's now 7 o'clock. Figured I might as well do it before tomorrow hits, and I got work. Um, this is gonna be, as you know, I've done some sports stuff, March Madness, college football year. Not a big fan of the NFL. I termed it the no fun league, as many do. I think it's a very overrated uh, league. I think it's boring. I think the constant need to add politics to it has ruined it. I think it's slow. Um, I think the passion is not there as it is in college football in terms of just they're making millions and then it's a lot more expensive. Well, not really. It's getting kind of expensive to go to college games too, but there's not the students there, so to speak. I'm not really a big fan of any teams. Luckily, I'm from Texas. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I hate Dallas Cowboys, actually. I'm not really that big fan of the Texans either, so. But I wanted to just share my thoughts about the Super Bowl because it was a quite the controversial year of things that have happened. Whether it be the Redskins being renamed to the Commanders and now apparently actual native people that was supposed to be racist against actually want the name to come back because they viewed it as a sign of respect. And we now know that the only people that actually complained about it were white liberal women, and that they know anything about racism. Um, but we're here to talk about the Super Bowl. A lot of stories coming to this, including that Jalen Hurts is not that great of a quarterback and he's overrated. Um, Kansas City Chiefs are trying to three-peat, would be the first team in NFL history to do so. Technically, the Packers did it. However, their first Super Bowl was in the NFL before it merged with the AFL, and then they won the next two when it merged together. So technically, the first NFL team, but I think technically wrong. It was the Packers in the first 3 years of its existence. First 2 years, technically. Um, Biggest, I think, thing though, obviously, is the Chiefs' season. They were 15-1. The only one loss was to the Buffalo Bills in the season, obviously. Now, they did not score the whole season over more than 30 points. Every other team had less than 5 wins, maybe even less than 3 wins. And they were in, I think, 10 one-score games. Um, and there was a lot of conversation about the refs. And that the refs made a lot of blatant incorrect calls that seemed as though they were favoring the Chiefs to change the outcome of the game. I, for one, agree. A lot of people dislike the Chiefs due to Patrick Mahomes' family. His younger brother, a TikTok person, is a massive POS and actually is, I think, still in court for beating up someone because they refused to give him service because he's a POS, not a good person. His wife, um, also kind of POS. Um, and Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift, which, as we know, is the most overrated, bland, boring, and untalented artist in the history of the world. Her entire career had been bought and paid for. Um, Also, allegations that are proven true that her and her team sent death threats to someone who was trying to get his money's worth from her product. Um, she endorsed Joe Biden, so she's a libtard. All of her songs are the same thing about her horrible taste in men. When you think about that, maybe it's her that's the problem. She advocates for climate change, despite being the number one celebrity when it comes to carbon emissions because of all the flights she takes. Like, she's the worst at it. And it's just ironic how hypocritical she is. Not to mention her fan base is deplorable, and then if you say one bad thing about Taylor Swift, they will come at you in droves online. In fact, at the end of the game, there was a player. I'm not even sure if the player said anything about it, but Swifties, they're called Swifties, Taylor Swift fans, began making fake negative reviews about his mother's restaurant. Like, it's just absolutely disgusting, Swiftie fans. Um, it's disgusting that they would do that to an innocent lady trying to make her own living by having a restaurant for no reason whatsoever. Let's get into the game now. Taylor Dave Eagles, as we all know, got Saquon Barkley from the Giants. One of the best running backs in the league, went to one of the best destinations for a running back in the Eagles. Second best, I'd say, or the best probably would be the Ravens. And they got Derrick Henry. But I think Saquon Barkley was the final nail in the coffin. It really helped their offense because now you've got a threat. Jalen Hurts is a great dual threat quarterback. Saquon Barkley can break off for 70 any set in time. They have a great offensive line. They got the push tush. If they're within 1 yard, they're going to score. New defensive guy coming in who's very, very good. A lot of good rookies and young talent that they've drafted on defense. Their defense is actually one of the best in the nation. In fact, I think they were number one in the nation this year on defense. So they are a complete team. Now, on the other side, of course, it's Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, who I think had a down year this year. I think old age is getting up to him. Um, Xavier Worthy, I think, is going to be a big time star down the line. Let's go ahead and get into the game. I thought it would be pretty close. I made a funny prediction to my friends with the joke that the Chiefs would be up by 4, and the Eagles are going down the field at the 1 yard line doing a tush push. If they get a touchdown, they win. If they don't, they lose. And as we all know, at the Commanders game, or the Washington Redskins, excuse me, they're not the Commanders of the Redskins. They always be the Redskins. But when player Lulu, I think, kept doing offsides on defense, and the refs were like, "Hey, we're warning you. If you keep doing this, we're going to award them the touchdown." So I thought it would have been so funny with all this hullabaloo about the refs that if the Chiefs had like maybe 10 uh, offsides, that they awarded the Eagles the game-winning touchdown. That would have been so funny. But instead, we were given the joyous occasion of a blowout, and the Chiefs got absolutely smacked. Actually missed the first couple of possessions. I think I was playing basketball, but I came back to witness all the scores. I forget who scored initially, but it was 14-0 at one point. The Chiefs could not do anything on offense. The Eagles were getting a lot of good pass rush, making it impossible for Mahomes to have time to throw, which will continue throughout the game. They, for some reason, did not want to run the ball to try and set up the run, and which then would open up the passing game for whatever reason. You can see Patrick Mahomes led the team with 4 carries and 25 yards, despite being sacked, I think, 5 times. So the running back didn't even have 25 yards. So I should have run the ball a bit more, but whatever. 14-0. And then Patrick Mahomes throws a pick six to Cooper DeJean. Now, Cooper DeJean is a white cornerback. I think he's a cornerback, or he's a safety. I forget, but he's a white. One of 2 white cornerbacks in the entire NFL that are both, I think, on the Eagles. They got 2. It's Cooper DeJean's birthday, by the way, and he gets a pick six on his birthday and wins the Super Bowl. And he's white. Pick six. Now it's 21-0. Then Philadelphia gets a field goal. Now it's 24-0 at the half. It's looking bad. Then I think it was 31 or 34-3 at one point. No, sorry, 34-0 at one point, I believe. Or maybe 31-0. And they finally got a touchdown. They went for 2, didn't get it. finally got past the 50-yard line with like 3 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago in the third quarter. Patrick Mahomes was blitzed. I think either 47% or 59%, and they never blitzed once. So they were only sending 4 dudes. He was pressured over half the time and got sacked like 5 to 7 times. So just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, the offensive line dropped a stinker and he couldn't do anything about it. And had probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen in the history of the Super Bowl, besides maybe Jared Goff when he was with the Rams. As you can see, he actually had more yards and completions than Jalen Hurts, but that's only in garbage time when they stopped playing defense very hard because the game was over. So in retrospect, you can take off probably half those yards because they scored 16 points in that fourth quarter. That doesn't really count, in my opinion. But Xavier Worthy, as I said earlier, had 8 receptions, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of which came in the fourth quarter. He's going to be a problem in years to come. I think he's going. I think one day he might be the best receiver in the entire league at one point. He's extremely speedy, can catch, with pressure, can moss people, so to speak. He's going to be really, really good. And they need to get him the ball a lot more in the years to come if they want to be successful, in my opinion, because he's the real deal. I mean, he had like this huge, big time yard play, like 40, 60 yards, just threw it up to him, said screw it, he's over there somewhere. Same thing with the Eagles here. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted. I mean, I don't really make money off it anywhere, but I don't want them to take down the video. But you see, it was 27-0. Eagles get the ball. I see there's only 2 minutes left in the. Sorry, wow. There must have been less minutes than third down because they have 0 here. So maybe it was like a couple minutes, maybe only a minute left. But anyways, already up 27-0. They're thinking, oh, we're just going to start running the ball a lot, slow down the clock. This is a pass play to Devontae Smith to ice the game, and he gets past him. You know, Devontae Smith is a great quarterback. He was the one that got the game-winning touchdown in the Alabama-Georgia championship game in overtime. 46-yard touchdown. It was then 34-0 at one point. Insane blowout. And here's my sort of thoughts on why it was a blowout. I think it was the first game all year the Chiefs played that the refs did not cheat, that the refs were giving fair calls. The Chiefs were playing bad, they were playing sloppy, and they were called for it. In the regular season, they were not called for it. There was a lot of holding that they should have been called for. There was a lot of bad penalties that shouldn't have been penalties. Mahomes actually is the number 1 quarterback when it comes to interceptions called back because of penalties that are, again, mostly questionable. This was the first game that the refs weren't helping them, and they got blown out because they're not a good team. In retrospect, I think the refs did in fact cheat. I think that rumor or that conspiracy theory is 100% true. That the refs definitely have been colluding. Maybe not all of them, but definitely quite a few have been colluding to get the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl so the Chiefs can win the Super Bowl. So they can have Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Hullabaloo, collect whatever, all that bull crap. I firmly believe the Chiefs cheated all year long, and that they should not have been 15-1. I personally believe that if the Chiefs had not been cheating all year long, that they would have had a much worse record and might have barely made the playoffs. Not only that, but they should have lost in every game that they played up till now. They should have lost versus the Texans. The Texans had more yards than them, had in every statistical category imaginable, they beat them. But there were a lot of bad calls that changed the outcome of the game. Same with the Buffalo Bills. So they should have lost both those games, in my opinion. They come here. In the very beginning, there were some questionable calls already. Like within the first 5 minutes, there's only a horrible call that obviously was like, oh, holy crap. But I think the NFL knew, Roger Goodell knew, that if they cheated this game that they have been cheating all year long, that there would be an uproar and there would be riots and they would lose a lot of money. And so they decided to call the game fair. And the Eagles, who were the better team by far, blew them out of the water, and it was absolute bliss. You know, actually was not really a Chiefs fan, but I rooted for them to do well back when Alex Smith played. Patrick Mahomes first came. He's a Texas guy, played Texas Tech. I'm not a Texas Tech fan, but there's no doubt that he is a good quarterback. Um, Xavier Withers from Texas, I'm a big fan of that. Andrew Hopkins, a veteran. But it's the publicity stunts and it's his family and how they're just insufferable people. And the Taylor Swift thing has made me hate. And Travis Kelce supporting co-vaccination, we know it doesn't work and actually kills people. So he's sold his soul to the devil essentially, and he's a POS as well. And he talks all this crap, and then after the game, he refused to talk to the reporters. Like, what a coward, honestly. So I was very thrilled with the Kansas City refs, or the Chiefs. I like to call them the Kansas City refs because they are cheaters and they use the refs to cheat. It's unquestionable, in my opinion. But it was so awesome to see them lose and get blown out. I got a buddy that's an Eagles fan, so he was very stoked. I was very much enjoying the game. Um, I'm just glad that they got blown out. I think it shows that they were not a good team and that the refs helped them the whole year, and they does not deserve to be here. And that the world and the football is right. We've fixed the world. I also think Jalen Hurts proved to people tonight that he's a good quarterback and he deserves respect, and that he's not overrated. Perhaps he's underrated. But I think the Eagles are going to be good for a long, long time. Will they come back and win more Super Bowls? Maybe, if they can keep everybody, because as these players continue to develop and get good, they're going to require a lot more money. So I think if Jalen Hurts wants to continue to be good, he's got to take a page out of Tom Brady's playbook and take pay cuts so that they can pay their players. Otherwise, if you keep getting all this money, they can't play the players and they're going to go somewhere else and teams are going to be as good. Simple as that. A quarterback has to take pay cuts. I mean, Dak Prescott with the Cowboys had this huge make $1 million deal and they got hurt and they sucked all year long. Maybe if Dak Prescott was a real leader and took a pay cut, they could have had a bit better splash in free agency and got better players. But no, he wanted to take this huge make $1 million a year, and they sucked. So, sayonara. But again, right into the season with the Chiefs losing, absolutely dismantled. In truth, the score should have been like 6-40. Let's be real. Um, but it was awesome. I'm glad it happened. That's the end of the NFL. No more football. We got college basketball coming up. So in the near future, I will be doing my March Madness series again, which is my favorite series that I do. I've been considering doing live commentary. Obviously, I can't watch the game with you guys because I would get copyrighted and probably get my YouTube channel deleted. So it would probably just be me talking about it. Maybe I'll spruce myself up, get in a suit and tie, and just act as if I'm an announcer for the game and play-by-play analysis, and then just thoughts about the game. I probably would do Duke. That's my favorite basketball team, as well as other big-time games, perhaps. Um, so if I might do that in the future. I plan to do it the last couple of weeks, but I decided not to. But hopefully I can do that in the future for you guys. That'd be pretty fun. I doubt we'll get any views, but it'll be entertaining for me at least. So that should be in the future. More video games, Skyrim, and continuing. Gonna try and I know I promised I would spruce it up. Trying to find some good games to spruce it up with, but we'll see what happens. But that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Again, I appreciate all the support on the Skyrim videos. My last two videos have gotten over 100 views. Not a lot, but a lot to me, so I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. For all you sports fans out there, if you're a Chiefs fan, I probably upset you, and I apologize. But if you're a real football fan and you understand they did in fact cheat, then you're probably excited. But that's the end of this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content. As always, this is Z3 signing out. Stay frosty.